arm at all. Just think of turning the body. Turning the body. And the turning of the body is what's moving your arm. So it's not, I'm not moving my arm, it's actually this turn that's sort of pushing my arm to the side. So this becomes, the hip movement is the more predominant movement. Now, hikite. And then a little pressure. So it's like this snap. Right. Now one of the things, one of the things is, if I'm trying to get my hand to go from here to there, that's a pretty large distance to travel. But if I change the there, see, I'm actually changing the destination by changing the body angle. So now my arm is doing one thing, but my body is meeting it. So I'm moving that point over. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you get the whip, because the two things are intersecting. So instead of thinking of just the arm, think of these two things going crack, crack. They're hitting it at that point in space. And blocking, get that. But a golf swing is just very relaxed, right? Baseball swing, right? So your punch is going to be the same. It's going to be like boom, boom. No different thing. Boom. Just like a bucket of water, splash, splash. And then this part, it's like back, squeeze, squeeze. So now, everyone's got pretty good punch. It's not that bad, I'm exaggerating. But you understand what I'm saying. I try to make the recoil like just as dynamic as the, like just as dynamic as, because maybe it's his energy. No? You follow? So get squeeze. Okay? One of the things that I would say sometimes we have a little bit of difficulty with is because of our karate training, and we're indoctrinated into making these very strong shapes, that when you're doing a movement that requires a lot of fluidity, and I would probably argue to some degree every interaction will require a lot of fluidity, because things are constantly changing. Partner really not going to stand there and allow you to just like do whatever. The thing, you got to be moving with your partner, like this kind of connection with your partner. So one of the things that sometimes people have difficulty with is, as he goes to grab, they might make good touching time, but then they stop, and then they're kind of stuck. You can't do that. Like when you move, when I make this movement here, then I have to just keep moving all the way through the technique. I can't like fix a position. You follow? And ultimately, I would say those shapes that we have learned to love and are so much part of the aesthetic of our art, they're just momentary segments of time. Most of the time, you're not in those shapes. Like most of the time, you're like, and then you're back to being relaxed again, very naturally moving. You follow what I'm saying? For a split second, you might get in the mind, but then you're moving again. You're never from here and then to there. That's how you learn the basic dynamism, the dynamic structure of karate. But as soon as you can, you liberate yourself from that. Not only in your posture, but also in your timing. You know, you don't really block 1, 2. It's like block and punch, or really just like, it's not 1, 2. That's beginner learning. Later, just you follow? Just brief moments in your action are you making these shapes. Okay. So let's try. What we're going to try is this. We're just going to stand in kumite dachi with your partner like this. What I'd like you to do is just start really loose like this, and you're going to make gyakutsuki, and then just shift to the natural place. Just shift. You're not going to be like, no, just shift. Okay? Okay. So what I would like to kind of communicate too is the vast amplitude. So you can be really soft, but then other times you can be really dynamic and strong, okay? And can your body cope with that and manifest both states? And then later, I would say, kind of like the yin and the yang, then a little bit of the soft going to be integrated in the hard stuff and vice versa. But it's good to really explore like very soft technique and get the feeling of what that's all about. And then techniques like this, which would be characteristically more kime and dynamic oriented, So you kind of approach it from both directions, but later they start to intertwine and it's all one kind of thing. But when you're doing these really sort of dynamic movements, try to go from an extreme state. Like imagine like in this particular movement, like you're a spring, and when you're stepping to the side, like I'm like, whoop, I'm twirling on a spring, and then I'm letting it go. So you don't be in such a neutral place. Like really away and in. And it shouldn't stall out. It shouldn't be like 1, 2, should. Follow what I'm saying? So what I'd like you to do is the next couple times, we can slow it down just a little bit. But what I'd like you to do is to just go like the triangle step. Deviate, snap back. Don't stall here and generate. But we'll go slow, but deviate, back.